If budgeting feels overwhelming or complicated to you, you are not alone. So many people avoid budgeting like the plague because it may feel too overwhelming or take too much time. But budgeting can help you to be intentional with your money, know where your money is going, and make progress toward your financial goals. So today I'm sharing 5 ways to simplify budgeting and make it easier and less time consuming for you. If you're new here, hey, I'm Marissa and I talk about family finance and how you can budget, save, and make more money for your family. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. My husband and I have been married almost 9 years and we've been budgeting all during that time, which has allowed us to be able to pay off $87,000 of debt, save for an emergency fund, buy our first house, and fund other purchases along the way. I can't say enough good things about budgeting, and here on my channel I have a ton of budgeting videos that you can check out if you are wanting to learn how to budget or even see my personal monthly household budget. But as I've talked with followers and also done budget coaching, I've seen a lot of frustrations that people are facing when it comes to budgeting. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do to help simplify your budget. The first thing you can do is automate your finances. Automating your finances is one of the easiest things that you can do to simplify your money management. You can set up automatic payments for anything that'll allow it so that you'll never miss a payment, help avoid a late fee, or even have an overdue bill hit your credit score. You can set up ACH to have payments automatically transferred from your bank to things like your mortgage or your rent, utility bills, car loans, student loans, or even your credit card payments. And if a vendor will only accept a check or if they charge an extra fee for something like a credit card or an ACH, you can use your bank's bill pay feature to be able to have a check automatically written to the vendor. This is free with many banks and something that I did to pay our HOA at our last house because they charged a fee for an automatic ACH, so I just had bill pay set up for a check to be mailed to them. Automating your finances takes the headache out of paying your bills on time. When my son was 5 months old, we ended up in the hospital for a few days because he had RSV. It was absolutely awful. It was also at the end of the month, and the last thing that was on my mind was making sure that all my bills were being paid. I was solely focused on my son and his health and having him get better. It was so reassuring to know that everything was going to be paid on time thanks to setting up automatic payments. You can also automatically keep your account from overdrafting by using an app called EarnIn and their Balance Shield feature, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But this overdraft protection tool can automatically send you your own pay as you're earning it if your bank account balance falls below any level that you've set. So you can stop overdraft before they start and always know what's going on in your bank account. It's a really great tool to pair with your auto pays to ensure that your bank account balance isn't going to overdraft. Another thing you can do to simplify your budgeting is timing your money management. One budgeting frustration that I see from a lot of people ends up being a timing issue. For example, rent is due on the 1st, but they don't get paid till the 5th. So how do you pay rent on time? Timing expenses to your paycheck can be a little tricky, but there are a couple options available for you to help navigate this. The first thing you can do is build up enough cash reserves in your bank account. This way you'll always have enough cash reserves there and available to cover any expenses, and you don't need to worry about when that next payday will be. But it can definitely take time to build up those reserves, or maybe your money is tied up in an investment or some other kind of savings that you don't want to touch. That's when I'd suggest using an app called EarnIn that lets you access your pay as you work to help solve this. And I also want to thank EarnIn for sponsoring today's video. EarnIn can be really valuable for those paycheck timing frustrations that you may experience with budgeting. It's also really simple to use. To get started with EarnIn, you can just download the app and you add your information to verify your employment. Then you can start transferring up to $100 per day and up to $750 per pay period to your linked bank account. This way you have access to your money as you're earning it rather than waiting around for your paycheck. All with no interest, no mandatory fees, and no impact to your credit. You can add a tip if you want, but this is completely optional and not required. You can access your pay with ACH with no cost and get your money in just 1 to 3 business days. Or you can access it in just minutes with a small fee through their lightning speed feature. Any pay that was accessed is then repaid when you receive your paycheck. You can also check your credit score for free and get real-time credit alerts through the EarnIn app. And this way you can start seeing your budgeting work pay off in real time. They also have a really cool tip yourself feature, which is a zero-cost savings account with no minimum balance that's great for budgeting for upcoming goals or saving for your emergency fund. You can make a custom schedule to automatically save money with each paycheck or add multiple tip jars to save for different goals. If you want to learn more about EarnIn and check out their app, I will leave a link down below in the description box so you can check check them out. Another way you can simplify your budgeting is by using an app to help track your expenses. Now, I am a fan of budgeting using a spreadsheet, but I also enjoy using an app to help integrate with that and make the expense tracking side of things much easier. I started using a budgeting app 5 months ago, and it's really helped save me time so that I'm not manually inputting every single transaction into my budgeting spreadsheet. You can use an app like Simplify to do this, which connects to all of your accounts, so it's always easy to look up your purchases and see where you're at with your budget. The fourth way to simplify your budgeting process is to check in with your budget frequently. Budgeting isn't just setting numbers on a page. The other part of budgeting is checking in with your budget to see how you are doing throughout the month. You need to track your expenses and see what you budgeted versus what actually was spent during this time. Some people wait until the end of the month to look at all of their transactions and see how their month went, but this is truly not helpful during your budgeting process. You need to be able to see how you're doing in real time and make any mid-month budget adjustments if necessary. It also will take so much time to categorize all of your expenses if you wait until the end of the month. So check in with your budget multiple times throughout the month, and that way you can compare what you've actually been spending to what you budgeted for the month. You can do this with your budgeting app and categorize your expenses there, or you could do this manually with a budget spreadsheet. I like to do this once a week. I just make it part of my weekly routine, and every Sunday I'll sit down with my budget, take a look at my transactions, and update my budget actuals compared to my budget and see if we're on track or if any adjustments need to be made. And the final thing that you could do to help simplify your money management is budgeting by paycheck if you need to. Now, I personally am a fan of budgeting by the month because big expenses are going to be the same each month, and I feel like it's therefore easier for me to plan and look at the month as a whole. But that might not be the case for you, and that's totally okay. For others, it makes more sense to make a new budget with every paycheck, and therefore every paycheck's budget is going to look different. One paycheck may include rent for the month, whereas your next paycheck might have most of it going towards savings. There's no right or wrong answer. I want you to budget in the way that's going to make the most sense for you and your situation, and for some that may be budgeting by month, and for others that may be budgeting by paycheck. So if you found that budgeting by month is frustrating for you, then definitely give budgeting by paycheck a try and see if that makes things easier. If you are new to budgeting, I know that it could feel overwhelming or complicated, but trying these tips and setting up these habits can help bring peace to your overall budgeting process so that you can live life with more control and less stress when it comes to money. Especially EarnIn, which takes the pressure off your paycheck with same-day pay. Don't forget to check out EarnIn with the link in the description box down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss any other family finance content, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.